Hello inspiring Charitam fans. How are you doing? We bring stories that are unique and inspirational. This story is about a couple who stayed in the marriage for the children. This tale takes us to a time frame of 15 years and tells how that impacted the lives of the children. Let's hear it. Chloe and Carter were madly in love since they met in the early 2000s. They met in the Millennium Tour of the Backstreet Boys in Austin. They felt an immediate attraction to each other and slowly fell in love. They both came out of a not-so-successful relationship and started to heal together and move on. By the end of 2002, Chloe and Carter were married and had a son together. Some said they took the relationship way too fast. Well, Chloe was pregnant with her son, Dylan, and Carter decided to propose right after that. They were married right after their son was born. But things changed when Chloe decided to join back her job after her maternal leaves were over. She was going through postpartum depression, and it wasn't easy to be a young mother too. They didn't have their families around and that made life a bit tougher. Carter was doing double shifts to earn for the family and the newborn son. Chloe met a coworker at her workplace and they had an intense affair for almost 6 months before Carter discovered it. He was crushed. He cried and left everyone for almost a month. Chloe didn't know what to do, she just hoped that Carter would be back. He did. Chloe cried and apologized. When Carter questioned why she had the affair, Chloe answered she didn't know, maybe she was falling out of love. But she wanted her family and wanted to work. Carter did inform the coworker's wife and she divorced him. Chloe later found out that her affair partner even attacked Carter for destroying his family. But something in Carter changed. He was not the same person. They wanted the marriage so that their son grow up in a family with both parents. Both Carter and Chloe didn't have that, so they desperately wanted for Dylan. But Carter fell out of love. He was never the same person again. He had his affairs since then. The first one that Chloe caught was a year later after her affair was discovered. Both of them resented each other at that point, but they wanted to stay together. Since then, they have had several affairs, and they don't even talk to each other much. It is like an open marriage, but without even calling it one. It's like both of them wanted to stay married until Dylan turns 18 so that they can give him the picture-perfect family. Now, fast forward few years, Dylan turned 18 now. He was still staying with his parents and was doing part-time jobs and finishing his education. Both of his parents earned well and they wanted to give him the extra cushion to propel his career. Once, both Carter and Chloe were out of town for few days. Chloe however returned unexpectedly early and found out Dylan was in bed with a girl. She was a neighbor, older than Dylan, and was married. Chloe was mortified. The girl quickly left and begged Chloe not to tell her husband. Chloe was furious with Dylan and called him a homewrecker for sleeping with a married woman. Dylan kept quiet for a bit and listened to what Chloe had to say and then interrupted her suddenly. He said why was she lecturing her? She was a homewrecker too. He said he knew how she cheated on her father and her father was cheating on her mother. He even said that he knows his mother is sleeping with one of his friend's fathers. He was in a complete rage. He said he got all this from her parents and the last thing that he would expect is to have some advice from them. Dylan said let's just be civil and not argue. He said that there is no moral in the family, so it better not to discuss anything on that ground. He left and Chloe just broke down on the floor. She cried for hours. The next day, Carter arrived and Chloe told him everything. They realized what they have done. They were in complete denial and made it like they were doing it for Dylan. In fact, every decision they took was for their selfish needs. Carter was hurt and he could have gone for divorce, but he stayed and had a revenge affair, thinking of giving her the karmic justice. Well, it never ended. They dragged the corpse of their marriage and they basically never tried to hide it well too. Dylan picked the dysfunctional relationship and learned to do exactly the same. He grew up and learned how it was okay to be in a relationship like that. Both Carter and Chloe agreed that it was time for them to bury the corpse they were dragging, but the damage was done. Dylan had few relationships and he cheated in all of them. He is currently in individual therapy and family therapy. His parents are finally getting divorced. People often stay in the marriage for kids. I say you need to stay in the marriage for love. For kids, you need to co-parent. What do you think about the story? Please share the feedback and your suggestions. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon to get a notification whenever a new video is uploaded. Please check the other videos in the channel too. Stay healthy and happy. Have a great rest of the day wherever you are. Thank you so much for watching.